Okay. Welcome back to
The room that we created. Okay, I'm Zach Montana. Happy holidays from the room that we created. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see that we have some beautiful festivities behind us. I peeked the shit out of it already.
We really went all out with the fucking decorations this year.
This took me 3
hours. 3 years to grow. First off. 3 days to program the lights. He was soldering all day and night for a fortnight. And
what did you just say? Did you say the F word?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, good. Okay, well, so today's gonna be today's gonna be a pretty lax episode. I think it's just gonna be a holiday.
Yeah, we're coming off of a pretty hot and steamy one, so let's take it easy.
Yeah, my goodness, and I'm feeling wet and soggy at the moment. So, we have a few things to talk about, and one of which, actually, you know what? I stand corrected. I'd like to take back my statement. There's some really fun stuff we're going to talk about now that I think about it. We have a story about a vending machine that is going to be so clippable. Thinking for future Zach editor. No, it is the most insane vending machine that we've ever had. And maybe it's just us because we've tried a few vending machines. And
we have very interesting luck with vending machines, but we have encountered one specific vending machine in downtown Maynardville that is absolutely, I wouldn't say cursed, I would say very much spiritually active.
It is conscious. But before we get into the vending machine and before we get into E. coli at Taco Bell, we are going to get into something that I blew Maddie's mind with earlier, and that is cheese. Okay, now get this. We all know cheddar and we all know white cheddar, right? I
thought I did. It
was misusing his influence, misusing it. So all cheese, I hate to break this to you. White cheddar is a construct. Okay. 2, all cheese is white. So
this was vastly more upsetting for me to learn than learning that red velvet cake is chocolate cake.
So
exactly chocolate cake, just different coloring.
That's kind of wild.
Because I eat much more fucking cheese than I eat fucking cake. So why would I give a shit?
You think that there's original cheddar and then
cheese
white cheddar is its own
life. Cheese affects me on a probably day-to-day basis.
It affects. It's one of my favorite things in the world. So white cheddar, you'd think is like an offsuit that you're very attractive.
Thank you, baby.
Like an offsuit or its own like special flavor aside from cheddar. That's not the case. It's all white and they're exactly the same. If you ever see cheese and it's yellow, it's been dyed or colored. Cheese is all white naturally.
Fucked with. It's been fucking 1984.
So if you think of white cheddar as a flavor, like something that's different, it's actually companies just marketing to what you think that you would perceive white cheddar to taste like tangy and a little different. No, it's just cheddar. White cheddar is a synthetic flavor that we made. All cheddar is white.
I should have fucking caught on to this because I work at a very artisanal restaurant. I'm a server, and we have these imported cheeses that come in, and never goddamn once have I seen a yellow cheese on there. And I should have thought to myself, like,
they're all natural cheeses.
Because we're not. And there's been cheddars that have come in that are white, and I never questioned it. Yeah. But now I'm thinking like think
about milk. Think about dairy.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, but my first thought was like, okay, so white cheddar is white. The cheddar that we think of as a default is actually dyed, and so white cheddar as an alternative to regular cheddar doesn't really exist. But then my next thought was like, wait a minute.
See, this is not real.
That's not fucking real. The white cheddar popcorn.
The cake is a lie.
I eat that shit.
The cake is a lie.
The cake is a lie. Yeah, how did I never make that reference when learning about the red velvet situation? The cake is a lie.
I learned about that like 20 minutes ago when you said it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But like my first train of thought was like, okay, so white cheddar isn't really cheddar because or isn't real as a thing opposed to cheddar because that's how it actually is white. And yellow cheddar is dyed white cheddar. But then I was like, wait a second. The gears start turning. They're like, there's no such
Gears
thing
of war.
as yellow cheese.
No, there's not.
That fucked me up.
That's what I was trying to say from the start. It's just you were living in like denial as I was saying it.
Like Egypt?
The first half. Oh man. So we have a new flavor of LaCroix. It's called pamplemousse. We don't exactly know what that is. It's kind of a guava-y thing, but I like to imagine pamplemousse as like a glammed up moose in sunglasses, sparkling. A moose wearing the jacket from Drive. And it's a strange colored can too. It's like somebody turned up the exposure on a picture of the sun. It's really weird, really funny looking. But it's really good. And so if somebody out there can tell us what pamplemousse is, if I'm even pronouncing that
See,
correctly.
there's so much about the food world and just the things that we put in our body that I have no knowledge of. I was having a discussion.
We
it's
are
funny.
struggling
Dude,
for
this
content.
is so fucked up because like no, it's not a struggle. I'm actually heated about this. I'm upset.
I was upset too. My dad told me this when I was like 6, so I'm woke, I'm based.
Yeah, your dad is based. But
I love this read.
I fucking was having this thought process while I was driving earlier about what is balsamic vinegar. You know?
I don't need you to tell me how good my fucking balsamic vinegar is. Okay, I
I'm
know
the one
how
who
good it
buys
is. I'm the one who buys it.
But I was like, yeah, what the fuck is that made of? Can anyone tell me like offhand what vinegar is?
It's olive oil, not vinegar. I don't know what vinegar is. I think it's like a plant or a root or juice.
I'm growing some vinegar in my backyard.
Yeah, I think it's an extract of a root or a juice or something
That
like
doesn't make
that.
any goddamn sense.
But I know that balsamic vinegar is like olive oil and vinegar.
No, there's no olive oil in balsamic vinegar.
I'm positive there is.
No, because you mix
Balsamic vinaigrette, like a dressing?
it would break in the olive oil.
Yeah.
It wouldn't if you can't put olive oil in something that's that.
I've seen it break before, upon being poured. But
No, balsamic
It's-
vinegar
it's-
is consistent. It's
Oh, you're right.
Because then you put it into olive oil
It's
to dip your bread
water.
in at Olive Garden. Come on. So Zach has recently discovered that he's deathly allergic to pesto.
no, I haven't. Fuck, dude. The last like 2 times I've eaten things with pesto, it's upset my stomach. Usually it's just, but like, and that makes me upset because that's never happened. But my dad always says you could eat 100 almonds and be fine, and the 101 if almond could be allergic to.
What?
That's true. That's true.
No, wait. What is true? You didn't say anything. Just like
I'd said a lot.
like your dad. Wait. Just run it back again.
So basically, you cannot be illegal to something.
Illegal?
Dude, I'm so out of
You
it.
can eat 100 almonds.
That pesto's really going to my head.
And if one of them is illegal, you've broken the law.
You wouldn't steal a pesto. Do you know that the song from the famous "You Wouldn't Steal a Car," like "Don't Steal Music" commercial, like they stole that song
That's funny.
for it and got in big trouble?
You know what the funniest
But,
copyright?
no, I'm saying you can
Sorry,
you
continue.
can be allergic, like not be allergic to something for a very long time and continue eating it. And then something gets triggered and then all of a sudden you're allergic to it. So I'm saying you can eat 100 almonds and be fine, and then all of a sudden eat 101 almonds and that one you have an allergic reaction to. And you can't eat almonds.
So you're saying
anymore.
like allergies develop in like split seconds?
They can.
It's like 1 second you're not allergic, the next second you are.
They can.
So if I'm like fucking chowing down on some fucking ragu, and then next
Sorry
second
about
I have a fucking nightshade allergy and the tomato just kills me, I can just die mid-meal because I develop an allergy that quickly. That's how that works.
I don't think it's that extreme. But yes, you can have an allergic reaction to something you've never had an allergic reaction to before. You're not just born with it all. It's all based on like how your antibodies are reacting with your hormones.
That scares me.
That's a concept that scared me yesterday, is the fact that free will
What?
could not exist. That we have free will. So think about this. We think we have free will and that we like actually like make decisions and that we it's just free will. It's just, fuck, I'm not going to define free will any deeper than we need to here. But really, when it comes down to it, even if you think you're really like know who you are as a person and you check in with yourself, like all your decisions are actually based on your prior decisions. Like you wouldn't be making the decisions you're making without your prior decisions.
Yeah.
And it's all based on the hormone levels that you wake up with like how open-minded you might be in any given moment, no matter what your personality type you think is as a person. And so we're not actually making decisions. One way to think about consciousness could be described as we are subconsciously doing things and then consciously analyzing them. Like our conscious line of thought.
Well, because your thoughts influence your decisions, and you definitely can't control your thoughts.
I'm saying that it's a very popular theory that our conscious thoughts are just like basically an analysis of what our subconscious is doing for us. We don't have that free will. We can't actually make choices because our hormones and all these other things are dictating them for us. And then after the fact, we're kind of...
Don't tell me about hormones.
Why, you want some?
Give me your hormones.
Talk about the hormone monster.
Put the hormones in the bag.
I'm the hormone monster.
No, but okay, I'm a little bit familiar with the we have no free will theory.
Andrew.
And specifically what the guy Sam Harris has wrote about the fact that we have no free will. He's like an atheist philosopher.
Yeah, the guy with the mustache and the Big Lebowski, Sam Harris.
Nope. No, there's this philosopher Sam Harris, so I'm not I'm not a huge fan of this guy. We just disagree a lot about the role of spirituality in society, whatever. I won't go into that, but he's written a lot about no free will, and that concept scared the shit out of me so much that I was like, I have to learn about this because that's how I.
Yeah, you
gotta
look fear right in the eyes, and
you know.
Just,
and
you really gotta take the lemons and shove them down life's throat.
You got it. When life gives you lemons, fuck the lemons and give them lemonades.
Lemonades.
No,
lemonades, he says.
I read a book of his just called Free Will by Sam Harris, and I got about halfway through it, and I was like, this is not worth finishing. Not because it wasn't insightful, but because it's one of those philosophies, like solipsism, where it's like, if this is true, it changes nothing. And I think I've had that thought, and I was like, I had no way to conceptualize it further than what I just said. Until I found a video on Instagram, and I fucking feel bad. I don't know what the guy's name was that said it, but he was talking about how he's like, the theory that we have no free will is what he would call an insane philosophy, you know? And an insane philosophy, how do we characterize insanity versus like creativity or, you know, variation in expression and stuff like that? There is insanity. And it's like things that aren't what makes you in direct like line of sight and against what is good for social behavior, you know, and socializing a person, you know, would be, you know, could be characterized as insane traits or, you know, lack of sanity and things like that. And the reason he calls that an insane philosophy is because, you know, it doesn't matter when you're talking about concepts that are that deep and that hard to grasp. It becomes less about what's true and what's false and what's effective and what's not effective. And how would you behave if you truly internalized and, you know, gave your attention to the belief that we have no control? You know? It's like, whether it's true or not, what is the point of living that way? And philosophy to me is all about ways to approach the world that are beneficial to us. And that one is not. And and it's so, like I said, it's so vague that it's hard to prove it. Obviously, it's hard to prove that we have free will. It's almost infalsifiable by definition. So you can't really.
Well, that one's not beneficial to you.
Well, but like, how would the fucking justice system work if we believe that?
Forget the justice system. I'm saying it can help people let go.
That is true.
Well, to say it's not beneficial at all is entirely subjective. You know,
I guess.
Like, if you think about the concept of like, oh, if we have no free will, it's like that's the same concept of like, on a smaller, more interpersonal scale, believing in the similar concept that everything will happen when it's supposed to, and everything that's supposed to happen happens. You know, that kind of philosophy.
Yeah.
That everything in its right place, and that is almost the same thing. You know, that divine intervention, that spirit, that we all have this path or destiny almost.
Yeah.
That is made for us.
That makes sense.
You know,
well, it
helps us let go of things like that. If you understand that a lot of things in life are out of our control, even down to the things we think we have the most control over. We can let go of that and be more okay when we're faced with adversity. I'm not saying I can't think of many people that would choose that I don't have free will as a life philosophy, because then what are you going to do?
Right. Well,
you know, as a idea to play with and wrap your head around to some degree and think, well, what do I think about that?
It's like the materialist version of
that's a good way to put it.
Deterministic universe.
That's a great way to put it. I love that. That's fantastic.
But that I don't like determinism. You know,
I used to love it.
But the thing is,
now I'm not so into it.
Whatever
we have to make the actions.
Exactly, but wouldn't that suggest that there's something, you know, there's a somewhat of a open and closed binary situation there where it's like you can make something happen or not. What is that other than will? It's so fucking complicated, but we conceptualize it as will.
The things that are making the actions happen, we think are us, but really it could be just like our hormones and all that crap.
Yeah.
It's another layer deeper, and it's another layer farther out. And it really could just all be shit, and it really could not be. But again, to not entertain it entirely, you know.
Yeah. It's definitely ignorant to assume that you are not subject almost entirely to influence.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And that's true. That to me seems more of like a radical acceptance Taoist approach than like I don't have any control.
That's not what I'm
you
saying.
Don't have control.
I'm not actually saying anything.
Yeah, no. But like you don't have control like you're riding a horse, you can fucking move it like this and that. That's not how the universe works at fucking all. But you do have a degree of will when it comes to so the universe is more like a train that you're on. You can't steer that like you can a horse, you know? And so there's, in my worldview, that's determinism, is that this is the path you're on and it sucks and you're either going to jump off the train or you're going to go where the train's going. You can't alter its course, you know? But within the train, you can do all kinds of shit, you know?
Have a murder mystery.
You could drink.
Is a murder mystery on our train?
You can go to sleep. You can look out the window and enjoy the ride. Things like that. That's not really what you were talking about, but that's kind of a zoom out version of. But yeah, no, I just don't think it's, for me, it seems like it's like simulation theory. It's like, okay, assuming this is true, what the fuck does that change about about my life?
Yeah, what am I going to do about it?
Yeah. To me, maybe that's a way of whatever tricks a person into accepting their existence, I'm all for. You know, if that's God or like we have no free will, or if that's everything happens for a reason.
Those are words I've been trying to find for a long time, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah,
because I have some. I'm not fucking smart. Like I don't think that my attraction to Taoism is from this enlightened place of like I get it and other people don't. I know this is just my thing that tricked me into believing, in myself and life, and it could be all fucking bullshit. But I act it out and it helps. So that's the thing about effective versus not effective.
Hurting anybody else.
Of course, yeah.
So,
and I think that's where you get into like the domain of meta truth of like this is true in the sense that.
Is that what Zuckerberg's trying to talk about?
Fuck no. That's what Jordan Peterson is trying to talk about and fails miserably at it.
The meta truth.
The meta truth.
The Facebook meta truth.
It's so funny because I hate that we go back to Jordan Peterson. Because we already shit on him once.
We reference JP every episode.
Almost every episode.
And then we shit on JP every episode. He's
such a fucking idiot. He's literally, like, everything he has ever said about... This is not on his political shit. We all know he's an idiot for that, of course. But on his meta-truth bullshit, he has not said a single goddamn thing that Joseph Campbell didn't already say, but Joseph Campbell wasn't a fucking bigot.
Joseph Campbell.
So if anyone has seen like Jordan Peterson clips on TikTok and are like, oh, but that actually does kind of make sense. Yeah, it does, because he's a philosopher. He's like a broken clock is bound to be right twice a day. You know that if you find those fucking Jordan Peterson clips that appeal to you, just go watch Joseph Campbell. Just go watch Joseph Campbell because that is a person who lived long before.
I'm gonna second that.
Yeah,
I really.
He's a fucking brilliant person.
So, the Taco Bell shut down for 2 weeks.
Segue.
Once because
Maynardville story. This is our local Taco Bell. Our local Taco Bell's fucking cursed.
I was gonna go there the other night, and now after remembering this, like I will never eat at this restaurant location again because it's just like it disturbs me. You tell me.
I take it.
Take this one. I'll take the vending machine.
Well, incident one was that somewhere around 2015.
Phase one.
Somewhere around 2015.
The first.
A woman drove through the Taco Bell drive-thru.
And this is a few years after someone drove through the China buffet 2 doors down
with their car.
With their car.
Yeah. No, but so 2015, a woman drives through the Taco Bell drive-thru with an airsoft gun. That's removed. The orange cap is removed, so it looks like a gun. And they rob the Taco Bell. And they get, like, I can't remember how much money they stole, but they beat the fuck out of the dude in the drive-thru. They pistol whipped the shit out of this guy in Taco Bell. And
clip it.
There's a horrendous video of it on Facebook,
I
like
saw
to
it.
this day. You know, of this incident of someone getting pistol whipped in the Maynardville Taco Bell drive-thru. And it's hilarious.
What a quote.
And the fucking thing that, well, it was actually, this is not relevant other than I make a joke about it all the time, is that it was a trans woman that happened to have robbed the Taco Bell. So I just always joke that every time I drive through Taco Bell, they're like, oh, can I get you anything else? Like, you know, they're giving me free shit. Like, all traumatized.
Oh, do you take whatever you want?
It's like, oh, hi. It's like that Family Guy soundbite. Like, oh, you're transgender. Do whatever you like.
Put that up there.
No, but okay. So that incident one of Maynardville Taco Bell is that in 2015, a gentleman got pistol whipped by a trans woman in the drive-thru, and they stole she stole like $300.
Yeah, that's
it. Well documented.
Like
she got caught immediately too, which was really funny. 'Cause like, yeah, whatever. And so then incident 2 was actually, I think, either right after the pandemic or during. It must have been right after. Well, right after lockdown. The pandemic's still fucking going on, basically. But a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, worked at Taco Bell. And he was a very, like, they liked him there. Like, he was a good employee. And he fucking kept getting offered the manager position and kept turning it down. And while he was there, they found, well, first, okay, I guess this is, like, incident 2A. Was that someone took a fucking massive shit in the restroom. But not in the toilet. Like, it was like, that's not bad to take a shit in the bathroom. But it was on the floor. So, yeah, that's not good. And then they took the fucking trash can of the trash can in the bathroom and just stuck it on the shit and just smushed it under the trash can.
Like a toddler playing with their fucking cereal.
Yeah, exactly. And so like my friend told me that story. It was like, yeah, it's fucking disgusting. And then just shortly after that, maybe 2 weeks, the Taco Bell closed for 2 weeks, like for an extended period of time, maybe a month. I don't remember. But because there was E. coli in the lettuce, they found like E. coli in the lettuce, and they were like, "Oh God!" And I've heard that this happens with lettuce sometimes.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Oh, it's this fucked up thing with the distributor, or whatever." And then there was an investigation, and they found out it was actually human feces. There was shit in the lettuce. There was actually human poo poo caca in the doo doo stinka doo doo poo poo in the lettuce of human being poo poo origin. And so that's incident number 2, and it closed down for a month, and now has new management, and it looks nice in there, whatever. Incident number 3 is that a woman drove her car into the lobby.
That's what happened at the China buffet.
Which is so fucked up because that has happened in our town once before to a China buffet.
2 doors,
like very close. To the Taco Bell.
No, it's actually the neighboring location because that Panda used to be the China buffet. So
so literally right next to it. So, and I'm like, like I was like assessing all this. What the fuck is wrong with this Taco Bell?
Well, have you ever driven down that street before and just had an elderly person pull out in front of you? Like every time I drive on that street, self-fulfilling prophecy, brother.
Well, that street is fucked. You know, it is hard to get around right there. That's a lot of congestion traffic-wise. But never, ever, ever could the solution ever to be to go in the direction of the fucking lobby of Taco Bell. It's not facing the highway. Like, you'd have to go out of your way. Like, I would do anything to see that incident. Because as far as I know, there aren't any videos of that.
It's like off the side of the street on the corner, but then like it's also blocked off by like concrete. So you'd have to pull into the parking lot and then turn left to get towards like by the drive-through strip area and then turn right again.
You'd have to get off the highway and into the parking lot. And then position yourself facing it and drive.
Yeah.
It was twice in that business revenge. Complex. It has happened twice. And one of it was to the Taco Bell where there's already been like all these other violent incidents. So yeah. I mean, well, what is interesting though is that right sort of near there, like about like not even 5 minutes forward, 5 minutes north. Like when you're going on the fucking, you know, I don't want to say the name of the highway because whatever. But there is an actual
Maynard Street.
Maynard Street. When you're going north Maynard Street towards fucking, you know, Sweatyville. Yeah, I don't know.
Don't know what that one was, but I know what Maynard Street is.
There is a Native American burial ground that was defaced. Truly. You know what I'm talking about, right?
What the fuck did you just say?
You heard me.
What the fuck? Are you gonna, before you say another goddamn word, are you gonna pin incident 2A, bin B, and 1, and the prequel at the China buffet? Are you gonna pin all that on somebody fucking with Native American burial grounds?
All I'm saying...
Because I'm saying, that makes so much sense.
I'm not, okay. I'm not saying anything. 2 separate thoughts. Everything I've just explained about this Taco Bell's fucked history.
Okay, we're moving on.
Second thought. Did you also know that near there was a Native American burial ground that was defaced by like hikers?
Yes.
Now I'm saying that's a hell of a coincidence.
I'm just saying.
So if you ever visit Maynardville, don't go to the Taco Bell.
Don't.
Because you might get some poo-poo lettuce.
If you ever visit Maynardville, turn around and go back the way you came.
Oh, man.
Keep heading north until you hit snow. If you hit water, you've gone too far.
Where is there water? You've
That's what I'm saying.
You've really gone too far.
You see what I'm saying here?
You've gone to Alaska. You've gone past.
No, Canada. There's water on the border of Canada and the United States in a lot of places.
I really want to go to Canada.
It's lovely. Gas is $7.50 a quart.
How does that translate?
Bad.
Oh, that's not good.
No, that's like, it's like, yeah. The last time I went to Canada,
quarts are so
it was
dumb.
like, it's not actually quarts, but it was $7.50 a
gallon.
No, they don't use gallons. I forget what the metric system.
Oh, Trudeau, that bastard.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, they use gallons fridges.
Yeah,
full of gas.
Different.
I was gonna
make
use
a
joke that they use like 10 fridges full of gasoline.
Well, doesn't their milk come in a bag?
The fridge says gallons on it, and so I was like, that's perfect.
Gallons. Don't they get their milk in a bag in Canada, or is that UK?
I think there's just an iCarly thing. No, they do.
They get their milk in a bag?
Yeah.
I get my milk in a bag every time I
go to the doctor.
Suck on your mama's titties.
Every time you go to the doctor and get estrogen.
So there's I think I've not consulted with a physician yet about that, but I've been doing a lot of research, and I think you get to choose whether you are doing shots or a pill. And that was an interesting thing to decide, because it seems like a no-brainer. I'd rather take a pill than, shoot up. But now I'm thinking, like, that's kind of metal.
That could be fun.
That could be fun.
That's
And,
kind
like,
of metal.
It seems a lot less likely that you'd forget the fucking needle you have to put in your leg than it would be to forget a pill. You know what I mean? Like, if I had to stab myself, I'd feel like I'd remember to do that.
That would make you quit smoking.
Yeah. You're not supposed to smoke when you're on estrogen.
Maddie's going to smoke when they're on estrogen.
I'm probably going to smoke when I'm on estrogen. But I'm going to not. I'm going to try not to.
I'm going to not try to not smoke.
Well, my philosophy was like, okay, I'm going to start hormones hopefully, or at least start the process of starting hormones in January, which means I'm going to I have to not smoke by then, which is kind of perfect because it's like a New Year's resolution. So I was like, okay, so I'll start preparing myself to not smoke by January. And then that, like, now I'm thinking, well, should I taper off or should I smoke as much as I can before January comes? So I can get it all out of the way.
There's some lights up here. See, they're just getting covered.
It's just nothing.
I've been hearing this for like 6 months.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
It's like 50% I actually enjoy cigarettes and 50% I need to have something to do with my fucking hands when I'm driving.
Yeah.
Because like I will have cotton mouth and be driving for 2 minutes and be like, I just need to have it in my hand, you know? And I've tried I've tried sunflower seeds. It doesn't fucking work. I need to do something with my hand while I'm driving. If I had someone in the fucking, maybe I'll pick up a twink and I can jerk. If I had someone to whack off in the fucking passenger seat.
Dude, I'm always in the passenger seat and you never whack me off.
You never asked.
I shouldn't have to at this point.
You're right.
We have a fucking podcast.
You're right. You're right.
At least have the common decency to give a guy a goddamn reach around.
I think every there's nothing remotely sexually appetizing about the van I drive.
What?
I can't really, because I can't imagine fucking in my van.
I can imagine. That van is so sexy.
Okay. I drive a 2000 Honda Odyssey that's covered in stickers. Both the doors don't work.
You can't get in it. Too much stuff on the floor.
Yeah, it's full of garbage.
Hot. It's so hot.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Ooh. It's got like it is like Deftones vibe, like of like, you know, you're having like,
you have a sticker that says you just got passed by a T-girl.
Yeah.
That's sexy.
That is really funny. I bought a sticker that says you've just been passed by a girl, and I stuck it on there, and then I bought another sticker that says I don't need Google, my wife knows everything. And I just cut the T off of that sticker and just stuck it on the other one. So it says you've just been passed by a T girl. And then I had this chopped up sticker. And so I just like separated all the parts. So there's just
so now the other one just says I don't need Google.
There's just one sticker on my car that says Google. Like maybe like
Google.
6 inches away from that one, it just says Dawn. And then it just says wife. And then it's just a search bar. It's all this chopped sticker everywhere.
That's why it's hot. You see what I'm saying?
It is funny. Like I like my van a lot. I do enjoy it.
I made a TikTok today.
Oh, you did?
For us. So, God, you reminded me of the way I eat sunflower seeds. It's so I was.
Did we discuss this on the podcast yet?
No.
I was like flabbergasted when you explained this to me.
Maddie, we're outside. It's like 3 a.m. and we got a bag of dill pickle spits.
Right.
And Maddie's eating sunflower seeds like a normal fucker. And they're eating. I just had a flashback to a kid when I was 11 telling me I eat sunflower seeds wrong.
And he was correct.
So Maddie's got like a couple in her mouth and she's chewing on them. And, you know, I'm like, how have you been chewing on the same goddamn seeds for that like long? And then also, and you said something about, you know, getting the nut out of it.
Okay, you know what? Let's reenact this conversation.
Okay.
And be honest. Okay, so
I'll be honest.
Ask me.
Why are you fucking chewing on the seed for that long?
I put new seeds in my mouth. I ate the nut and I spit them out and I put another one in.
You ate the what?
The nut, Zach. This is unfucking believable.
What are you talking about?
I cracked it open and ate it. I spit out. I'm done with the seeds. I put new ones in my mouth. I haven't had the same seeds in my mouth the whole time.
Okay, wait, no, what are you talking about the nut, though? You said you ate a nut. What are you talking about a nut? It's a sunflower seed. It has a shell. You suck on it, you get the juice out, you spit the shell out.
The juice. So now I can't accurately depict how I almost passed out upon hearing that Zach did not know that there were nuts inside of sunflower seeds.
He thought I was making a joke.
I thought you were joking. I was like, that's hilarious.
Like O.J. Simpson or something. Like the juice.
Yeah, the juice. And I was just like, haha. And you're like, what nut? What nut? What nut? And you kept pressing it. I'm like, please. Like, pinky promise me you're being serious right now. Like say psych. Like, you know? Zach was not aware that a sunflower seed is a shell with a nut in it. And you flavor it, you put it in your mouth, you crack it open, you eat the nut, and you spit it out. Zach thought that what you see...
No. Stop right there.
Yeah, explain yourself.
So then Matti goes, well, how do you eat sunflower seeds? And I go, I'll show you. I reach in the bag, I grab a handful of sunflower seeds.
A fucking gorilla fist.
And Matti now thinks I'm fully committed to a bit.
Yeah.
And that I'm going to put all these seeds in my mouth and that it's going to be funny and I'm going to go and spit them all out. We're going to go, that was good. I put them in my mouth and I'm just enjoying myself. And I start filling out the sunflower seeds. I go, so I put them in my mouth and now the more you put in your mouth, the more juice that you get out of the seed. And so, and he's... God damn it. And I'm sitting there and I'm talking about juice and then she just starts fucking freaking out. You just start freaking out. And you're like, what are you talking about? Juice. And so I was unaware that there was a nut inside sunflower seeds. So what I was doing was I was getting a bunch of seeds so I get all the flavoring. I put it in my mouth. And I chew on them. Oh, yeah.
You just crunch down on the fucking...
That's another thing. I just put them all in my...
Zach's girlfriend is here behind the camera, and she's having, like... This is the first time she's hearing this, and she's freaking out, like, just like I was. Isn't that fucked? He's just like, yeah, like, he didn't know there's shit inside that you eat. He's like, you just... and just get all the juice. The juice.
And I
get the fucking the juice.
Awesome with the juice, man.
The juice is your spit. It's just your spit.
No, listen.
There's not juice in it.
No, listen. And so I take a fucking handful of it and I put it in my mouth. And Matti thinks, he's seen baseball players with, the fucking gob and they're like pulling one. And he's, God damn it. It just sees me just fucking bite down on all of them all at once. And then so I put them and
noise.
And I put them in front of my teeth and I suck the juice back and I drink it. And then I spit them all out and I go, I spit them all out. And so, and she's like, why did you bite down all at once? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, they're sunflower seeds. And I'm like, haven't you seen baseball players do that? And she's like, no, buddy, Tupperware. They're fucking, moving them one at a time.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
They're moving them one at a time. Or you're seeing them chew tobacco.
Yeah. And then I start thinking about all those years in baseball that I played, all throughout my life. I played a lot of baseball. And I'm thinking about, obviously you choose seed if you play baseball constantly. You choose seed. It's all over the fucking field, And I remember somebody saying something to me. Like, I asked for seeds, and they didn't have them. I was like, okay. And they said some snarky ass shit. They were like, you don't even fucking eat them right anyways. And I'm like 12, and I'm like, suck my dick. Like, there's sunflower seeds.
What does that even mean?
What kind of half-assed insult was that?
Yeah.
And Matti is getting on my case, and I go
you have the Ratatouille moment.
I have my Ratatouille moment, and I go back, and and not only am I traumatized, I'm even more upset because they were right. And then I'm triple more upset because I go, and all these years I've thought I was the one.
Yeah.
I thought I was the one who was chewing them right. And so now I'm just imagining all the other kids, playing shortstop. And, I either played first base or center field. because I never missed a fly ball, and I was really tall, so they had me playing first base so I could catch, the ball better. So I played either one of those two positions at any time. And so I'm thinking about the kids at fucking shortstop at the All-Star games and stuff. And, they're just chewing their seeds. And there's Montana out at center field with a goddamn hubba bubba.
Shotgun blast.
And I do this for Matti, and I'm reenacting this, and I go, I take him out, and and it's just all like 10 Wenny seeds at once coming out of my mouth. And I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed.
It's all right. It's all right. No one told you. It's not like there's instructions on the bag.
I bet if I asked my dad, he'd choose them the same way.
How are you supposed to know that a sunflower seed consists of a nut in a shell? What is a walnut?
And you know what?
Like, did you ever look at a walnut?
You know what?
And it's like,
You fucking know what?
Like,
I tried to eat them the way that Matti eats them, and I fucking hate it. I will never change.
Wait, no, don't say the way I eat them. It's the way they are designed by God to be enjoyed. I didn't come up with it.
I'm dug in, and I'll never change. Okay? You see, I'm an American. I'm dug in. I don't have to change.
Oh God.
I eat them the same because it's just more flavor and more juice. This is a perfect segue to the vending machine.
Yeah, it really is.
So I want she fibbing on my nacho till I spiral. There's a vending machine in Maynardville. We're in just. Let me set the scene. Let's go to the beginning.
Oh God, the beginning.
I'm in. Can you go out in the garage real quick?
Oh sure.
There.
I know exactly.
In a minute.
Well, you said real quick.
I changed my mind.
Okay.
You were.
I know exactly why you want me to do that though. So you're good.
So, I'm hanging out with Matti and our good friend Asa, the Saw dude.
Yeah.
And we're in downtown Maynardville, and we're hanging out at the Gammon table. Go watch episode 4, Zach Gammon. Shameless plug. And I go, hey, isn't there a vending machine around the corner? And this is all in my head. Mm-hmm. You two are deep in conversation. I slip away, nearly unnoticed. And I start walking. I go towards the vending machine that I don't know is there. I just have a feeling.
Yeah, you feel like you've seen it, maybe.
So I go there, and I see what I assume at the time is a Breyer's root beer.
Oh, my God. I forgot about this onion layer of it.
I go, that's my favorite. It's the one with the fancy cursive. My grandma has it.
The silver can of root beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go, that is exactly what I need. And I press the button. And if you would go to the garage,
yeah,
I press the button to get this Breyer's root beer that I so desperately crave. And I am not just not given a Breyer's root beer. I am given maybe the worst possible options of soda that you could ever get, ever. No, give me that. I am given a wild cherry Pepsi. I'm given the worst thing you could possibly get.
That's the worst fucking liquid that there is.
I'm given a wild cherry Pepsi.
I genuinely have willingly put piss in my mouth more than I have wild cherry Pepsi.
We all have. You're not special. And no. And and I'm staring at the can in my hand, and I'm really confused, naturally. And so I look up at the machine, and I'm going, what's going on? And I see over the Breyer's root beer, there's some Sharpie. I go, oh, I fucked up. I didn't see that they had already written on, hey, sorry, this isn't Breyer's root beer. This is wild cherry Pepsi. And I look at what it says over the Breyer's root beer, and it says cherry Coke. And so I start looking around the vending machine, and there's not a goddamn thing on this vending machine for cherry Pepsi.
No.
But there is for cherry Coke already. And now it's been written over the Briars that there's Cherry Coke here. And so now I see the Cherry Coke, and I look at the Cherry Coke, and I go, oh, wait a minute. That one has writing over it, too. They must have just switched out the Coke for Pepsi and then switched the root beer and the Coca-Cola product, the Pepsi/Coke Cola. Right. And over the Cherry Coke, it says mug root beer.
Correct.
And so I go, what the fuck is going on? So I put another $1 in. I double down. I get another Wild Cherry Pepsi.
You press the Briars.
Now I press the button for the Cherry Coke /mug root beer, and now I press the button for the Cherry Coke /what? I fucked it up.
So essentially this is how it goes. There's the vending machine picture of a Briars root beer can, and then there's a vending machine picture of a Wild Cherry Coke. Now, written over the Wild Cherry Coke, it says Mugs root beer. Written over the Briars root beer, it says Wild Cherry.
That's not true.
Pepsi.
No, wait, I fucked it up. Back up all the way. I get my Wild Cherry Pepsi. By
clicking the root beer button.
I get my Wild Cherry Pepsi by clicking the root beer button. I look up. I go, I made a mistake. That's clearly they've written something over it, and it's going to say Wild Cherry Pepsi because that's what I got. Over the Briars root beer is written Mug root beer. I now look.
Oh my God, you're right. The writing doesn't even say that there's a thing going on.
So now I'm ultra confused because they've now corrected themselves to say this is no longer Briars, this is Mug, and I've gotten a Pepsi. And so I look around and there's no Pepsi, but there is another cherry flavored product. It's Coke. I look now at the Cherry Coke, which has writing over the top of it, and is now said, this is no longer Cherry Coke, this is Wild Cherry Pepsi. So now I put another $1 in, and I go to press the button for Cherry Coke that is now supposed to be Wild Cherry Pepsi. And do you know what it gives me? It gives me a mug root beer, which is the option written over the Briars. So not only did they correct themselves, they switched them over. Then I start looking at this vending machine a little bit more closely, and I realize that all of the images in this vending machine are fine, except for the Coke and the Briars, which are flipped on the inside to be backwards. And now I'm starting to freak out. And I run back to Asa and Matti. And I'm going, ah! And I'm screaming with a Wild Cherry Pepsi in my hand. And they're like, what's going on? And I give them the laydown, And, that was that. And we get mugs every night.
So now we know that in order to get a mug root beer, which is what we like,
you have to press the button for Cherry Coke that is now Wild Cherry Pepsi.
So yeah, there's this. So to reiterate,
if for some godforsaken reason I'm clipping so bad, you wanted a fucking Wild Cherry Pepsi, you'd have to click the button for mug root beer over the top of the Briars.
Yeah. So it's an icon of a Briars root beer that says mug now, and then an icon of a Wild Cherry Coke that says Pepsi now, and when you press the Pepsi, it gives you a mug, and when you press the Briars, it gives you a Pepsi. And we've learned this, so we just go to the vending machine every night, put $1 in, we press the Pepsi button, we get our mug, like you do. So this vending machine.
It's always fun to take new people there.
Other incidents of weird mysticism with this vending machine is that we have once put $1 in, and it ate our $1. So I said, "Fuck."
Put more money in.
So we put another $1 in, and then I pressed the change thing,
and it gave us like $4.
And it gave us like $4 in quarters, and so I doubled down and put all the quarters back in, press it again, but then it gave us $1.
And then so we put that $1 back in and pressed the change back, and it gave us the $2. It gave us $2.
It gave us the original $2, so we came back even.
Yep. No, so, and then I thought we did it again. It gave us $2 more, so now we had $3 to spend, and we made $1. I thought.
We broke even. We flew too close to the sun. We kept trying.
That's what we said.
Yeah.
Anyways, and also it says like out of order all the time. I've ripped that sign off 4 times and taken it home.
Every time
all on my fucking wall.
Yeah, like 5 or 6 times we've gone to the vending machine.
It still works.
Like the first time we went and it said out of order, we're like, no, our vending machine that we always go to at like 2 a.m, it's out of order, and you were just like, fuck it, and you ripped the sign off and put $1 in anyway, and it worked fine. So every time we go to it and it says out of order, we take the sign off and we put $1 in, and it always works. So I don't know why they. And then we had this idea of we've been going to this vending machine for so long, almost for a while we did it like 3 or 4 times a week. At like 1 a.m. we would get a mug.
No, we did it every day, sometimes twice a day.
That's true. Yeah. So we keep milking this vending machine, and then we putting the fucking, button. And then I had the thought of like, hold on, it's been wrong. We've been pressing the cherry button for a mug for like ever, and it hasn't run out. And so either this thing is like has no depth to it. There's a fucking portal inside of it, full of infinite mugs.
It's Maynard.
Or every time they run out, they're refilling it wrong again.
Yep. And so we have one. I'm going to flash forward in a minute. But this goes on for a while. This goes on for months and months and months and months. Probably about a good 5 to 7 months at this point.
It's a nightly ritual. I love it. We get our mugs.
And so we think now Maynard buys a lot of businesses, and there's this joke that if you put all the businesses that Maynard buys on the map, it makes a Fibonacci spiral, and at the center of it is that goddamn vending machine.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward, Maddie and I are driving home from Filiberto's.
No, we're driving to Filiberto's.
No,
because that's where I had the epiphany. Was looking at the Filiberto's thing. Oh, so yes, we're driving home from it. Yes,
we go to Filiberto's and we see
Filiberto's is maybe 30 minutes out from where we live.
Yeah, and we get there and we see a fountain, for soda, and we go, this is great, and I go, oh my god, they have mug and they have Breyers, and I go, we finally get to have Breyers, which was the original thing that I always wanted.
Yeah.
And then I double down and I go, no, I can't anymore, and I get mug.
Yeah, which was, first of all, phenomenal of them to have both mug and Breyers in their soda machine. That's
a good point. And so we laugh, we shake it off, we go home. I'm driving in the car and your gears start turning, and I guess I'll let you take it from there.
I start just thinking about our experience at the soda fountain at Filiberto's, going like that was really funny. Like we see Breyers next to mugs, and we just still decided to take the mug. Like, and I'm just like, that's funny, And then I was like, hold on a goddamn second,
that's not
Breyers. And then as I was telling the story, I just go, yeah, and the Barks is sitting there, and I go like, wait a minute,
and I go, the what? And you go the, and then it turns, and we go, oh my god. And we start freaking out because we go, this whole time for 6 or 7 months we've been Mandela affected into thinking that Barks was fucking Breyers.
It was called Breyers.
And we're freaking out. And we go, okay, so which one's Breyers? Now we're trying to figure out, okay, because now there's, in our heads, we haven't quite registered anything. We just now know that the one that we thought was Breyers was Barks. And now we have to know, what the actual Breyers looks like, because we're certain there is a soda called Breyers. And I go, Maddie, look up Breyers. And you look up Breyers and you cry. And you go,
there's no Breyers.
Zach, there's no such thing as Breyers.
Breyers soda. Yeah, it doesn't fucking exist. It's not a root beer. It's not anything. And we have been going to the vending machine. The silver cans of root beer. Everyone has seen them. It's called Barks. It says Barks on it. It says Barks. It says Barks on it in cursive, and we've been approaching this vending machine for months, literally putting our fingers to the machine, reading it because of how funny it is that it's swapped and the whole thing, and like tracing the word Barks with our finger and going, yeah, Breyers. We just had this Mandela effect. We thought that silver root beer brand is called Breyers, and we had looked at it and read the word over and over and over again for months, and it's still like we're fucking. Zach is about to pull out something that made my day when I first laid eyes on it. It's a gift.
I don't know if I can find it. I'm having trouble.
But yeah, that was one of the weirdest situations of Mandela effect ever, because it's not a thing that has been shared between anyone but me and Zach. Like normally you go like, oh, the Berenstein Bears are actually the Berenstein Bears. Like, oh, that everyone. But it's just me and Zach for some reason, even with the word right in front of us, read it as Breyers. And it's just in cursive. It's not like hard to decipher.
I'll find it and inlay a photo of it. There you go.
Our good friend Asa, we're thinking about the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Our good friend Asa knowing this little inside joke meme between
Who
us.
saw it?
Drew a giant can in the style of Barks Rupert that actually does say Briars, thus uniting the timelines where that is a real brand.
And so now we just go and get mugs and think nothing of it.
Yeah.
Really? Truly? So I guess.
But like it's as absurd as one day discovering that mugs is actually called fucking gums, or or goats.
Mug
or
spelled
something.
backwards is God.
So I was taking
nuts.
a walk the other day. You got anything to add?
I think we could cut it there, or we could just talk about Pulp Fiction.
Oh yeah, last night I had the pleasure of watching Pulp Fiction with a person who's never seen it before, which was my first time showing a person Pulp Fiction. I'd never gotten to experience that before, and it was riveting.
Riveting.
It was like having a child. You know, you see the world, like the world is revitalized through the child, and now you see, you know, what it's like to experience those things for the first time. Like, you know, and I realized that. Well, I've known this for quite some time, but I think my favorite character in a movie ever.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
My favorite character in a movie ever is Butch's girlfriend.
Do you want to come back?
Fabian.
Do you want to come back? Sure.
Do you want to be on camera?
You want to be on Cammy?
On Cameo?
On Cameo? My lovely girlfriend Sophia, who
Zach's
got me this
lovely lady.
Lego Taj Mahal, is the person
We've
show.
discussed her a couple times on the podcast.
That we got to show Pulp Fiction to.
Sit here. Just sit right here. Okay, hold on.
This is
You
brilliant.
can like. I'm gonna take it off the mic.
Oh, Maddie, I'm already holding my microphone.
So you're gonna have to turn the volume down.
Maddie,
I just did that.
I'm already holding
Oh,
my
you got it?
microphone.
All right, both of us. So,
For fuck's sake.
what did you think of Pulp Fiction?
Whoa. I thought it was great.
What do you think of this?
Do I have to drink this?
No,
okay.
Don't drink that.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
That's fucking old.
Okay.
No, just it's wild cherry Pepsi.
Yeah, that too.
Right. Which is bad. I thought it was great. I've seen it
Did we
before.
even say her name?
Hi, I'm Sophia.
Yeah, you said that.
We
Or
did that? Okay.
Sofello. You can call me that. That's cool. I saw Pulp Fiction like when I was like 12, but I only got like a quarter of the way through it.
Thank God.
And I stopped because I couldn't understand it. I was like, what is happening? Like, I'm not following. And then I watched it yesterday with them, and I still didn't quite understand it until you told me it was like told out of order. The story was told out of order.
Yes, I did say, because I remember wishing somebody had told me that when I watched Pulp Fiction for the first time.
Right, and upon watching it again, which I hadn't in a couple years, it is kind of you don't realize it until like maybe like the Gold Watch chapter, which is like fucking 40 minutes into the film.
And now you'd rather rewatch everything to understand it better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. I mean, there was like no conclusion. At least I felt like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was kind of like there was no concrete like conclusion, but I liked that about it.
The only way it,
Jules
like
being right.
the way it really resolves, I feel like, is Butch riding off on the motorcycle. That's kind of the fairy tale, as close to a fairy tale ending as you can get out of a story like that. Like that's the ending. But just like the telling it out of order is so fucking interesting, because it's like that can't really be as satisfying of an ending as Tarantino likes to do. So he just was like, oh well, let's just take the most fucking campy, fucking high octane part, and no matter where it is in the plot, just throw it at the end, and that's our ending, which is the diner, you know. But like Butch leaving is the last thing that happens in sequence, right? And it is a decent ending, sort of. He's like, oh, I'm going on the fucking table, and that fucking girlfriend of his.
Zed's dead,
Good
baby.
Christ, that is the perfect human being.
You like attached me. You attached me to that character.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
You get what I'm saying, though, right?
Sorry.
Like, she's fucking...
It's okay.
Dude, when she is going on about blueberry
got the
pancakes,
dynamic mic,
when
it's
she's
gonna be
telling Butch,
tough.
like, I want the blueberry
Sorry.
pancake in the morning, and I would have a big piece
We're
of pie.
watching this movie.
I almost was in tears.
And she leaves fucking, the watch, which is his father's fucking watch that, 7 men had to carry in their assholes for, like, different years,
Right.
year-long periods. And he starts yelling. And
she
he
starts
throws the
crying.
TV and she starts kind of crying because she feels bad. And Maddie's like, don't yell at her. Don't you fucking yell at her. And I'm sitting right there and I'm like, Maddie, you're making me lonely by association.
It's a movie. Like, and she's so fucking adorable. Like, I had a visceral reaction listening to her that I haven't had while watching Pulp Fiction when she was going on. I want the pot belly. I was like, I almost cried because it's just how adorable it was. I was like that. And can you name that actress? I don't know where she, like, is she in anything else? I don't know.
I saw a
She'll always
photo
be
of
fucking
them
to
all
me.
the other day, hanging out on set, which was pretty cool.
I said, like, the fucking gimp scene where Marcellus Wallace is getting, fucked is less cringe for me to watch than watching Butch's girlfriend cry. That hurts more. That's more unsettling.
Can't say that. Can't say that one that I was about to say.
Better not.
Yeah, better not on that one. Well, I guess this is a good spot, really. So, happy holidays from everyone at the room that we created. And you know what?
Whatever your
The
holiday
holidays are
tradition
about
is.
creating rooms. It's about creating those rooms for yourself, creating that beauty. So I hope you all decorate some wonderful rooms with
Yeah.
lovely decor.
That's a great
Make
way
'em
to wrap
cozy.
that up.
Make your Christmas cozy. And I need a thumbnail. So we're going to make a thumbnail. And
Gang. Throw up a vape niche. That might look good. No,
yeah, you know what
one of these.
You know what a vape niche is?
One of these. Yeah. There you go. Hell yeah. Perfect.
Wait.
Wait. One more time. Oh, beautiful. Stunning.
Get it a little lower for the
Get a little- oh, okay.
the wreath. That's good.
Yeah, that's it, baby. Cinematographer over here. Tarantino over here.
Yeah, I'm going to probably...
Happy holidays, whatever your tradition is. I hope you have a beautiful one with many people you love dearly.
Yeah.
And I hope you get laid this Christmas.
Oh, yeah.